The FanDuel Racing YouTube channel has everything you need for the road to the 2026 Kentucky Derby. Watch every can't-miss race replay, get contender updates, and expert analysis, and go behind the scenes with exclusive features. Make sure you subscribe to get the best racing content all year long. From coast to coast and across the globe, FanDuel Racing on YouTube has you covered.
Hello everybody, welcome to a very fun Saturday at the races here on FanDuel TV, where we have crews all across the country, including Kentucky Oaks points on the line later on tonight from Turfway Park with our crew there in Florence, Kentucky. Caleb Keller with you in our studios, and we are also broadcasting right now live on all of our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Curtis Calaward is going to be joining me here very shortly. But in terms of our docket here this morning on this Saturday, we're going to show you what the track conditions look like from all across America. Also, all the talk's been about the Kentucky Derby. Today we're going to focus also on the Kentucky Oaks with 2 points races yesterday, actually, that are in the books. We got Matt Bernier and Joe Talamo. They're live at Turfway Park later on tonight. We're going to have the John Battaglia, a lead-in race to the Jeff Ruby, which a couple years ago gave us the Kentucky Derby winner. And also Ying Rising, arguably the best sprinter in all of the world. He's across the globe, and you saw it there. 18 wins in a row could be a possibility for this Japanese star. Joining me today is Curtis Calaward. And Curtis, how are we looking for the track conditions across the nation?
Well, Caleb, let me bring you to the FanDuel TV Weather Center here at Gulfstream Park. Fast and firm, 80 degrees. Sunshine, you love to see it. Laurel Park and Aqueduct, not so much. It's pretty muddy there. Make sure you're handicapping accordingly. Oaklawn Park, we're not sure yet what the track condition is. It is 60 degrees there. At Turfway, 45 degrees. It's fast. We know that's going to be that. Why? It's always synthetic racing at Turfway Park, so make sure that you are handicapping that track as well, but just assume it's going to be fast there as well. And Caleb, plenty of great tracks going on today, but as you talked about, we do have Kentucky Oaks talk coming up as well.
And actually, yesterday morning, they had a Kentucky Oaks points race. It was from all the way across the globe. Maidan set to take center stage coming up in the next few weeks with the Dubai World Cup. But yesterday morning, you saw live here on FanDuel TV, had the UAE Oaks 4 points there to the 152nd running of the Kentucky Oaks. Let's take a look back yesterday morning there from Dubai.
And the fillies are underway. Dazala dialed to Dubai the same. Laboire and Uno were the first out. Laboire is heading straight to the lead here. Up on the outside, Pretty and Famous. Restrained a little past the post here under Connor Beasley as Uno to get in behind the leader and settle for a nice spot here. Racing keenly is Char Reed in 4th here, not wanting to settle. A length back to Dazala, the inside, who recovers to 5th from Dial to Dubai, and out wider was Auntie Fair starting to work around them, being posted 3 deep at the moment. Pace is pretty slow here at the moment, a saunter as they head past the 1400. And it's Laboire who's getting it all to her own liking up in front. 3/4 to Pretty and Famous. 3 wide and 3rd, punching the breeze is Auntie Fair. Uno tucked in behind them. Half a length back in 5th position was Char Reed, still fighting the rider. 2.5 lengths to Dial to Dubai, and Dazala is now last of all up on the running rail. Laboire's got company. Pretty and Famous getting closer. Half a length the margin now. A length to Auntie Fair, 3rd, who's been doing it tough in the small field. Uno's got the drop on them in behind them in 4th position. Char Reed finally settles down now in the 1-1 position. Auntie Fair has worked upon out wider. Dial to Dubai is next, and Dazala is last as they swing the bend onto the side here with 700 metres left to go. Laboire has had a dream run in front now and asked to extend a length and a half to Pretty and Famous. Then came Uno. Next was Auntie Fair. Char Reed still needs to pick up, has been worked upon the whole way and is already getting a slap down the side. Next was Dazala, and Dial to Dubai is out to last, already being plugged along. It's Laboire the leader into the straight here in the UAE Oaks of 2026, kicking away now. now from Yuno. The margin 3 or 4 lengths. Laboire is dominating here in the contest. The margin now 6 lengths to Yuno. Pretty and famous out for third position with Dazala and Auntie Fair, but as the post comes, she gets further in front. The UAE Oaks champion of 2026, 3 on the bounce for Laboire. Laboire by 8, goes on to beat Yuno in second.
And Laboire was hailing from the first crop of the stallion Charlatan, who was a speedster by Speightstown. And speaking of speed, this horse got the lead and ran him up.
Yeah, this isn't a horse I don't know how far she'll really want to run, especially if she comes to the United States for the Kentucky Oaks or any other future races. But a classic example of when you let a horse with speed get comfortable on the front end, they can just keep running and running and running, and she's the first graded or group winner for Charlatan. So already getting his first graded stakes winner from his first crop, and she's got 50 points to the Kentucky Oaks.
And that 50 points definitely puts her into the race. They also entertain the idea not only of coming to the Kentucky Oaks, but potentially going to the UAE Derby, which is actually not too far away, just a couple weeks.
We've seen plenty of fillies do that over the years as well, where they'll just prep there, they'll stay there because there's a lot of money on the line. They're already proven at the track. Shipping across the United States sometimes can take a lot out of a horse, so I get why they're considering that, but hopefully we'll see you in America.
I guess only fitting, considering they run the Oaks on a Friday, that yesterday on a Friday they had 2 points race, not only the UAE Oaks, but also there in Turfway Park, the Cincinnati Trophy Stakes to kind of complement the John Battaglia. And Curtis, let's take this one down the stretch, coming for home, had an upset in the Cincy Trophy last night.
Resist. Lovely Gray's in the clear, and she's quickening after Resplendence. Resplendence has something left. Lovely Gray tries to come and get her in the final furlong. Giving way is Resist. Then we're going to Rip Current. It is Resplendence with the lead in deep stretch. Resplendence will win the Cincinnati Trophy Stakes.
And a nice effort there, Curtis, and you know, pretty similar flow there to the UAE Oaks. Inside, got the rail, and got the win.
Hey, a fantastic effort as well from Resplendence. Bonchance Farm with 20 points towards the Kentucky Oaks, and the Paulo Lobo trainee. She's getting close to making the starting gate. Did she make your top 5 list?
Well, let's get to it right now. All the talk for the Derby. Let's talk about the fillies coming up for the 152nd running of the Kentucky Oaks. And we'll start with number 5, Super Corridora. I've got respect for the champ, but wow, things did not go as planned to start the year in a pace duel, finished 4th out of 4, but they're not going to show that speed next time. This horse will relax and has the best race of any horse so far with that Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies score. How about number 4 as we press on? Taken by the Win. We've seen it before. We got Kenny McPeak with an inexpensive filly who's been a big hit. She's never lost. She's got nice stalking, cruising speed. And I'm definitely not comparing this horse to Torpedo Anna, but you kind of have to. Both horses were under 50,000. Both horses started one of those restricted maidens. Both went through the stakes program at Churchill Downs, and both continue to overperform. And our man Terry Bradshaw, yes indeed, the Super Bowl champ, is one of the owners. Let's get to number 3, taken by the Win off the victory in the Silver Bullet Day. And in my 3rd spot here for our Kentucky Oaks fillies, let's go ahead and give a reveal here. Bella Ballerina, as her older sister's already won the Kentucky Oaks. Pretty mischievous. Now, I do think that she somewhat rode that inside bias at the fairgrounds, but hey, the horse is tough. She's battle-tested, she's undefeated, and she has a sparkling pedigree and one that should get better going to Churchill Downs, considering BW, her trainer, Brendan Walsh, does some of his finest work there at Churchill Downs. Comes in off a rugged win where she actually lost the lead late and came back for the score. Number 2 here on our Oaks top 5 list, Zany. They keep on speaking in hyperbole about this horse. She's also undefeated. This horse has won so easily. Very green. She's not even running straight through the stretch. She won the Demoiselle. She won the race there at Tampa, and they even entertained the idea of going to, yes indeed, the Wood Memorial. So they are super confident in Zany. Never lost a race and bred to run very far. Number 1 here, I'm gonna go with Meaning. Look, if you look at the connections here, Eclipse Farms, they're pretty conservative in how they spot horses. This horse off one sprint went right to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies and ran a sneaky good 4th where she was wide in that event. Here we are, first start of the year. She easily passes Super Corridora, the horse back there in 3rd. That's the champion, Explora. She brings the lunch pail to the track every single time, but just could not withstand. And Meaning, a horse by Gun Runner that usually projects forward, and in a Oaks field right now that doesn't have a clear standout, give me the best jockey in the world, Flavien Prat, aboard, meaning 4 Eclipse Thoroughbreds started off our season with a victory there, Curtis, in the Las Virgenes. All right, pick it apart. I know you've got a list coming up here. We're gonna be differing, but I think both of us had to do some extra study time for the Oaks.
Yeah, this is very different. Last year, I had the winner pegged back in early January, I could have told you. So we have 3 horses we agree on, Taken by the Wind. You mentioned a lot of things you gotta love. A Florida bred by Rock Your World. You talked about the fact that she won the Silver Bullet Day, the Grade 3 Pocahontas at Churchill. It's very important that she won a race under the Twin Spires there. She won the Silver Bullet Day by a neck over Love Your Neighbor. Remember that name because it's going to come up in a minute. Life of Joy is who I have number 4. This is one of the 2 horses we differed on. Rags to Riches winner at 2, under the Twin Spires in Louisville. A very troubled 4th in the Grade 2 Goldenrod. Got pinched back to the rear. Still came with a big rush late, only 4th best. Came back with a 2nd place effort in the Suncoast behind Zany. I thought that was a sneaky good effort, and she's a horse that if there's 14 runners, she's going to be coming with a big kick. I love her there at number 4. We both have Bella Ballerina at number 3. I thought for sure you would have had her higher than this. I thought maybe I'm the only one who's a little down on her. Yes, the Rachel Alexandra Stakes was a nice win for her in her 2026 debut. But remember that name I said, remember, Love Your Neighbor? Half length behind this horse. So half length behind Bella Ballerina, a neck behind Taken by the Wind. Either Bella Ballerina's number 1 for you, and you've got to have Taken by the Wind number 2 right behind her, or maybe both of them are just okay and had trouble dispatching of the same opponent. I'm siding with the latter there. I think Bella Ballerina, being a daughter of Street Sense, out of the mare Street Dancers, half the Pretty Mischievous that you mentioned. Yes, she's talented. She needs to do more to get higher on my list. Number 2, one horse you left off, On Time Girl. Maybe I'm just a little too in love with this Albaugh family's homebred, but she's by Not This Time. She won the Forward Gal the same day that nearly won the Holy Bull. Talk about a big day for Not This Time on dirt. And yes, that was a nice win for her. She's 4 for 5. The one loss came at Keeneland in the Myrtlewood Stakes. She got sucked into a massive pace duel and ended up getting caught by a closer going 6. On Time Girl needs to prove that she can go longer. I think she's bred to do it, as I said, by Not This Time, out of an Uncle Mo mare. Uncle Mo mare also producing Zany, my number 1 choice here. Listen, I thought this would be a slam dunk number 1 until the Suncoast Stakes when she was as green as grass. Now, just her 3rd career start, her first start in 2 months. And she was able to get by Life of Joy, who was 2nd here, and I had as my number 4 choice on this list. But you're gonna see right here, Zany a little awkward, a little on the wrong leads. I thought maybe she just heard Mike Rapoli and the 40+ people he brought to Tampa screaming for her because she's running in spots. When she's running, boy, does she have talent. Eventually, you just see the jockey wrap her up, just keep her under hold, says, I got this one. Don't do anything too crazy here. Don't make me fall off because we're gonna win the Suncoast Stakes. So that's my list. Again, we have 3 of the 5 that are same. I did not have meaning on there. I need to see her do more than beat 3 horses that I don't care about in California.
And we are here in late February, and both of our Oaks top 5 horses are in. Now, in terms of later on tonight, to bring the discussion from the Oaks to the Derbies, we get the rose and the red font in there. We have the John Battaglia here later on this evening, and let's go a couple years back. Rich Strike was 4th in this race and won the Kentucky Derby. And this one looks to be a above average running of the Battaglia.
Well, first of all, you have a full field plus and also eligible. Not sure if Maximus Prime will run. He is a maiden, just ran a couple of weeks ago. It'd be a very quick turnaround for him to be in here, but still a very fantastic edition of this race. It's gonna offer 20 points to the winner on the Spendthrift Farms Road to the Kentucky Derby. Street Beast on the inside, the 5-2 favorite, looks like a potential beast in this group.
And Matt Bernier and Joe Talma are on site this weekend, today as well as yesterday, and last night they gave us a preview of this Derby points race.
Race number 9 on this 10-race program is the John Battaglia. 20 Derby points on the line, awarded to the winner, Joe. It's a race that can go many different ways. We've got horses trying synthetic for the first time, dirt horses, turf horses, you name it. I think all eyes begin with the morning line favorite and the horse down on the inside, the one Street Beast for Ben Colebrook. He's been awesome throughout his career. The only blemish so far in 5 starts, really, aside from the debut, is 4th, but that's not a bad performance in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile when you consider the company that kept the turf.
Yeah, and he's definitely the deserving favorite. And I will say, I think the one post is going to be advantageous for him tomorrow. There is other speed in there, I think, to the outside, but I definitely think it's going to go through him early. And if I was Juan Machado, use that rail to your advantage. Go out there, do what he does. He's 1 for 1 here at Turfway Park, taking the Leonidas last time out. And he's a horse that doesn't necessarily have to go to the lead. If a couple others want to go from the outside and they oversin, I think he has the luxury of being inside to where he can kind of take back and sit in that pocket. But to your point, I mean, there's other ones in here that's going to make it an awfully really good race.
He's the morning line favorite on the inside. To the outside, the 11 and the 12 Full Effort and 2 Out Hero. They're second and third in the wagering as far as the morning line is concerned at 3-1 and 7-2. 2 Out Hero, we haven't seen him since September of his 2-year-old campaign. What do you expect for Kevin Attard?
I mean, I think the one disadvantage, he's in the 12 hole, going a mile in the 16th. Luckily, if it was a mile, I would say that's absolutely deadly. I mean, coming out, that turn comes up really quick, but nonetheless, going a mile in the 16th, it still does. So Rafael Hernandez is going to have to ride a perfect race from that 12 hole. But I mean, was third in a grade 1 at Woodbine on the turf, does get back to synthetic. I think just with that post is going to have to work out a really good trip.
Do you think the possible pace scenario is enough to work against Street Beast, enough to make up the difference for Full Effort, who breaks from post 11?
I think it could, because not only with 2 Out Hero, but Ace's Honor, the number 10 horse, has some speed, is trying synthetic for the first time. And another one to the inside, I think it's the number 5 horse, Baytown Dreamer. Big long shot, but another one that could be heard of early on. If those horses from the outside, if they do oversend to where they don't want to be 5-6 wide, they could have a hot pace that could set up for a closer.
There are plenty of other appealing sort of longer shots in there. The 2 horse Steel Imperium, the 7 Atfield, the 9 Stop the Car. You can go so many different ways. It's the 9th of 10. Scheduled post time, 9:55 Eastern. The John Battaglia, 20 Derby points on the line.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to be locked in later on tonight. I will be covering the Jeff Ruby later on this spring. But let's continue on with the Kentucky Derby talk. Our first top 5 of the year. Number 5, Renegade. If you dig down the pedigree for this horse, the second dam, Dame Dorothy, is by Bernardini. The Bernardini dam sides can run forever. And Renegade and Paladin, coming from Aqueduct, is basically like Sierra Leone and Dornet. Now, I know that Sam F. Davis has never been a key harbinger for success on the Derby Trail, but the horse did it the right way. Off the pace, nice full head of steam, and really runs powerfully through the stretch. So you got another Into Mischief, very similar breeding to Sovereignty, Into Mischief, out of a Bernardini mare that won, of course, last year's Kentucky Derby. Number 4, as we continue on with our top 5 list, Brant. I mean, the horse got beat a length in the juvenile, and everybody just gave up on the horse. He can't get the distance. If you look at his work tab this year, Bob Baffert actually taking a lot slower and smoother approach. And oh, by the way, the horse is by Gunrunner. Those horses are supposed to get better with time. He potentially is the fastest horse of the crop. He is the most expensive horse of the crop, and he's going out for Bob Baffert. Put it all together. I think we've forgotten how talented Brant is, and his old nemesis, Ted Nolfi, is not on the trail any longer. Got the big gray blur there at number 4. Number 3, we just saw him win, Paladin. This horse, ultra strong. He's got the cruising speed. Since he got promoted in the debut, he actually is undefeated technically, and he's taken the same path as Zandon and Sierra Leone. Now, I think he's better than Zandon, but maybe not quite as good as Sierra Leone. My only little worry, he's out of a Tappet mare, and Tappet has been King Kong of breeding for 20 years. His only little kryptonite, Tappet. His horses do not perform very well at Churchill Downs in the Derby, namely, but Paladin, guy's got cruising speed and still is undefeated off the score in the Risen Star. How about number 2? As we continue on with this list, Nearly. I've been really catching on to this horse for a while now. Johnny Velasquez flew to Florida to just ride this horse, and the horse ran last on debut, and now he's reeled off 3 in a row. I'll take any Not This Time. This horse is very powerful, and he actually has 2 better buyers than Paladin in the last 2 races. Pletcher, Velasquez, Not This Time on the quick and sharp rise. Nearly. I've got him number 2 here on the list. All right, how about number 1? Somehow this horse was nearly 40-1 in the last Derby pool. Give me Litmus Test. Nyquist is an elite stallion. Big time pedigree on the bottom side. When you take Nyquist out of an APND mare, horses can run forever. Now you're gonna say, okay, this Los Al Futurity, he beat Blacksmith. Last year, our Derby favorite came out of the Los Al Futurity. Now you say, yeah, but that was journalism. This horse ran faster than journalism in the Los Al Futurity. Every buyer of his career has gotten better. He's also had some very wide trips in the Del Mar Futurity, in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And the first time he faced Brant, he got beat 4 lengths. The next time he faced Brant, he got beat a neck. So this horse scratched from going to Oaklawn, which tells me that's a sign of confidence. And one last thing here, Juan Hernandez, Curtis, 2 for 2 aboard litmus test for the guy that's won basically more derbies in the modern day than anybody. What do you think?
Listen, like they say, opinions are like butts. Everybody's got one. Some look better than others.
I'm feeling pretty good about mine. Got a little glute workout yesterday with that top 5 list. All right, Curtis, my top 5 list is in. How about yours?
Tune in tomorrow. I'll give it out right here.
We gotta wait till tomorrow?
We gotta wait till tomorrow.
Okay, all right. But look, we're at that point now. Once you get to that 50-point race, I think you can kind of safely get into that top 5 land.
Yes, and I do like that you highlighted Brant and litmus test. I think especially Brant is being forgotten about. He's not in my top 5. He is in the top 10. I do think a lot of people have forgotten about him, but they won't forget about him anymore once he comes back out.
All right, so we're gonna have that here later on this weekend. But for more on the Kentucky Derby and the trail to Louisville, here is Christina Blacker.
We are on the road to the Kentucky Derby, and with the prep races underway, we've kicked things off earlier than ever in the FanDuel Racing app. Now through April 11th, we're rolling out an enhanced $20 money-back special on all domestic prep races as well as the UAE Derby. Here's how it works. Step 1 is to opt in the FanDuel Racing app. Then place your bet. If your horse just misses, finishing second in races with at least 5 runners, or second or third in races with 8 or more, you'll get your money back up to $20. It's that easy. And this year, we're adding a little extra motivation to keep playing the preps. If you opt in and place at least a $10 wager on 10 or more of those prep races, you'll score a $50 deposit match bonus available during Derby Week. Bet along the trail and get rewarded when the roses are on the line, and it matters most in the FanDuel Racing app.
Thank you, Christina. And when you look at some of the international stars that have had long winning streaks, we're talking about Frankel, we're talking about Black Caviar, we're talking about Winks, and now we're talking about Ying Rising.
Yeah, you can tune in late tonight in the United States or early Sunday at Shot 10, the Queen Silver Jubilee Cup. This guy right here, Ying Rising, going to go for 18 straight wins. And it's not that he's just beating up on easy horses or he's doing it at the same track over and over. No, he is a global traveler. He went and won the $20 million Australian Everest. That is the richest turf sprint in the world. And he did it with ease, and he's 1-20 here for a reason.
Yeah, and if that early pot of coffee didn't hit or you need to wipe off your glasses, you did see that right. A 1-20 morning line favorite, 5 cents on the dollar. And the 3 wins that we saw at the end of the year for Ying Rising, 1 was on the lead, 1 was stalking, and 1 was closing. So the horse can basically win it from any position.
And in the Everest, that being the richest turf sprint in the world, the jockeys were race riding against him. The jockeys knew Ying Rising, the horse to beat. How can we stop him? They buried him on the rail. They made him uncomfortable. The fans were booing him. Remember that the Australians, they're very territorial about their horses, about anything to do with Australia, which is, hey, that's great, do you. They booed the heck out of this horse, and he still went out there and won.
All right, so Ying Rising, that's going to be later on this week, and you're going to watch it live on FanDuel TV. And for those on social media, you watch this one live on YouTube, X, as well as Facebook. And we're going to leave you with our money-back special offers for today. We have 5 different races from all across the country. Races 6 and 10 from Florida. Races 7 and 9 from Santa Anita. 2 really nice turf races there, I might add. And then the 7th race from Oaklawn Park. Here's the offer. Bet 10. And if your horse finishes second or third, we'll refund the wager. Racing.fanduel.com.